विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रष्टाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रष्टाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देगं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगगन रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सगगन ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रहम् अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम्। हरे कृष्ण। By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 11 slokas in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of the Absolute. So now in the last 4 slokas we studied about Krishna was telling that how he is superior, how he is above everything. Mattaga parataram na anyati kinchit asti dhananjaya. There is nothing else is above me. That's what Krishna is saying. So we studied how Krishna is there in everything. If there is a fire, if there is a heat in the fire, that is Krishna. If there is a light in the sun and moon, that is Krishna. If there is a taste in water, that is Krishna. If there is a fragrance in earth, that is Krishna. The life itself is Krishna. Jivanam sarva bhutanam. So like that, everything is Krishna. So that's why there is nothing above Krishna. So this understanding is very important for us from this Bhagavad Gita. We need to realize that we are not the body, we are the soul, and Krishna is the super soul, and Krishna is everything. So that means for us, Krishna is everything. So our life, the goal of our life should be only to please Krishna, nothing else. So that is a very important science we are getting in this Bhagavad Gita. Very important science, very, very important. And we know very well that we are controlled by the 3 modes of material nature, and that control, we can free ourselves from that control only by serving Krishna. So only we can free. That's what we are going to study in the next 3-4 slokas. Starting from today, we are going to study about the 3 modes of material nature. In many places, Krishna is talking about the 3 modes of material nature, because there's a very, very important science we need to understand from Bhagavad Gita, that the 3 modes of material nature are controlling us. Every moment, each and every moment, they are controlling us. We are under the force. We are under the forceful nature. And we are struggling. Controlling means we are struggling. Karsati. In this Prakriti, we are struggling. We are Karsati because of the 3 modes of nature. And it is because of us. The problem, the reason is that we are associating ourselves with the 3 modes of material nature. Purushaha prakritistohi bhunkte prakritijan gunan. That is the problem. Purushaha prakritistohi. This Purusha, the Atma, the soul in this Prakriti. In this Prakriti means in this situated in this Prakriti, in this material world. Purushaha prakritistohi bhunkte, enjoying. Bhunkte prakriti jan gunan. So, bhunkte prakriti jan gunan means the gunan, the 3 modes of material nature, they are formed, they are produced from Prakriti. And we are in this Prakriti. So, Purushaga prakriti stohi bhunkte prakriti jan gunan. So in this material world, we are trying to enjoy because of the three modes of material nature. We are controlled. The Prakriti Jan Gunan, Karanam, the Bhungte, we are trying to enjoy, means we are forced to work. Karanam Gunasangosya Saddasadyoni Janmasu. Because we are associating with the gunas. Karanam Gunasangosya. That's why we are getting good and bad results life after life. Saddasad Yoni Janmasu. So we are getting repeated births. We are getting repeated births because of our association with the modes of nature. Yoni means the birth. Janmasu is birth, the source of our birth. So both good and bad birth. Good and bad, like the bodies, depending upon what body we get, we are enjoying and suffering. So everything good and bad results, everything is coming to us because we are associating with the three modes of material nature. Karanam Gunasangosya. Gunasangosya means because of our association with the three modes of nature. And Krishna is asking us to dissociate from the three modes of, like in the chemical reaction, there is something called dissociation. Acid dissociation. That's what they say, that acid dissociation comes. So, like that, here we need to dissociate from the three modes of material nature. So, how can we dissociate from the three modes of material nature? We have to associate with the Krishna. That means we have to associate ourselves in the service of Krishna. Bhakti yogena sevate. So then only we will be able to free ourselves from the three modes of material nature. Bhakti yogena sevate. So Krishna is teaching very clearly that Mamchayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. Sagunan samatitaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So if we serve Krishna out of love and devotion, then we will be freed from the three modes of material nature. So this science, this fact is very clear. It's very, very clear for us. Very, very clear to us. So we have to serve Krishna out of love and devotion. Then we will be freed from the three modes of material nature. So that's why for us, understanding this Bhagavad Gita is extremely important, because then only we can serve Krishna. Then only we know how to serve Krishna. That's why each and every sloka we are listening to Krishna, because Krishna is explaining to us very clearly how to serve him, how to please him. Because we need to know his expectations. We need to know what Krishna wants from us. Then only we can please him. Without knowing what Krishna is expecting from us, we cannot even please him. We cannot please him at all. So that way we need to know. So that Krishna only, Bhagavad Gita only is teaching us that what we should do. So if we simply, as Arjuna said that Karishe Vachanam Tava, I will do as per your instructions, we should also say that Karishe Vachanam Tava. That's it. We should also say that Karishe Vachanam Tava, because Krishna is asking us also. It is not only Krishna told Arjuna to fight in the battle. Krishna is asking us to do everything for him. So it's very important for us to realize that we are losing our life every day. We are losing our time in this way. We are getting closer to death. When the day goes and the next day comes, so that means we are getting one day closer to the death. So that way, that's what is happening. When the year comes, we celebrate the Happy New Year. So in fact, really we should celebrate Happy New Year if we are going back to Krishna. If we study Bhagavad Gita, understand Bhagavad Gita, and if we know that we are going to Krishna, we are able to control our mind, we are able to remember Krishna, we are going to serve Krishna, we are going to Krishna, we are going back to Krishna. So then we should celebrate when the new year comes, because it's a good thing. We are getting closer to our death. So anything we celebrate, our birthday or new year or anything comes, that means we are getting closer to our death. So in this material world, people simply celebrate thinking that as if they are going to stay here forever. But the problem is, if we don't make use of this opportunity, And if we don't go to Krishna, if we don't relieve ourselves from the modes of material nature, then we have to born again. And like that way, Krishna knows that every day was a birthday, every day was a death day for us. If you look at our previous lives, so many lives, innumerable number of lives, we are born here so many times. If you go back and look at all of them, which we don't know, Krishna knows. So that day, every moment is our birthday, death day, that's it. So we are doing this forever. We are doing this without any break forever. We are struggling. We are keep coming back to this material world, taking this material body again and again, and going through this repeated birth, old age, disease, and death, and suffering and struggling and painful. Everything in this material world is very painful. So this is an opportunity for us to break this cycle. So for that, we have to effectively use this human life. That is the main thing. So that's why studying and understanding Bhagavad Gita is very important. Because only yogis, who is yogi? Who studies Bhagavad Gita, who follows Bhagavad Gita, who understands Bhagavad Gita, who follows the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, only he is a yogi. Because yogis only can understand, can see all these things. Yadanto yoginas chainam pasyanti atman avasthitam. But others, even if they try, they can't see all these things. How we are struggling hard, how we are suffering, how we are controlled by the modes of nature, how we are quitting one body and taking another body, and how we are trying to enjoy under the spell of the modes of material nature. All these things, others cannot even see it. Others cannot even understand it. Only yogis, only a person who has got the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita only can see this and understand it. So that way, we are very, very fortunate that we are becoming yogis because we are getting the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Once we have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, of course, we are going to use this knowledge. We are having so much faith on Krishna now. Over a period of time, when we make progress in this effort, then when we look back, it's very difficult. It's like how our life will be if we didn't have this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. It's very difficult to even imagine. Because this Bhagavad Gita changes our life so much that it gives real meaning, purpose for our life, that we can do a lot of things with goal in this life. Because our end result, our end goal is to please Krishna and going back to Krishna. So we are not bothered, we are not disturbed by anything happening in this material world, because everything in this material world is temporary, purely temporary. It's just a matter of time. It's just the change of material, change of matter. That's it. We study the mass. We study the energy can be changed. So like that here, the material world, everything is changing. Everything is changing all the time. Today, our lifestyle itself is completely changed. We can't even go out that easily, and they keep bringing lockdowns again and again. We are not even able to open everything. Again, the cases are increasing now. There is no end to it. So that's how this material world is designed. In this material world, nothing is constant. Everything changes. Nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. So when that is the fact, when that is the truth, we should be intelligent enough to understand and realize this fact and not get ourselves too much entangled in this material world, not too much attached to material sense objects. Realizing very well that it's simply a matter of time. We are going to die. We are going to get old and we are going to die. We are going to lose this life. And we need to make sure that we should not take another birth again and again, temporary, miserable life. It's not fun at all. It's not at all fun. So that's why this Bhagavad Gita knowledge only can solve this problem. Only Bhagavad Gita knowledge can solve this problem which we are facing life after life without any end to it. We are struggling very, very hard. So now we are very fortunate. Krishna is teaching us this Bhagavad Gita and we have got the opportunity to study, and we are making daily constant progress, steady progress. We are getting the knowledge and we are not going to stop here. We will keep studying this Bhagavad Gita slokas again and again and understand it fully and apply. That's it. And try to please Krishna. So Krishna's mercy, we will be able to do everything, achieve everything. We need Krishna's mercy. That's what is known as prasadam, Krishna's mercy. If Krishna's mercy is there, of course Krishna is merciful upon everyone, but we should be able to receive Krishna's mercy. That is the main thing here. we will be able to. Krishna is merciful to everyone. Krishna is showering his mercy upon everyone. But if we are not able to receive it, we are not able to accept it, then if we are blocking it, then we cannot experience, we cannot enjoy Krishna's mercy. As soon as we open up everything, as soon as we open up our mind for Krishna, that is the main thing. Our mind will be filled with only Krishna, nothing else. So that's what is known as Krishna consciousness. So then we will be able to enjoy the unlimited mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So that's going to happen only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, which we are getting. We are making progress. We are studying every day. It's all happening by Krishna's mercy. So now we finished 11 slokas. So as I said in the very beginning today, like the last 4 slokas, there is 8, 9, 10 and 11. These slokas, Krishna is telling that how he is above everything. How there is nothing else above him. So mattaha parataram naanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. There is nothing else is superior to me. So when Krishna says that he is the taste of water, so there is nothing else is above more than the taste of water. When you drink, you can drink a lot of cool drinks, this, that, all such things, but nothing is equal to water, drinking water. So it has 0 calories, but it's very important for us. It quenches our thirst and it satisfies our thirst, and so that's why it's very, very important. So then light from the sun and moon. There is nobody is above this light from the sun and moon. Krishna is saying that Prabhasmi Sasi Suryo. I am the light in the sun and moon. So like that, Krishna is everything. So Krishna is the heat, Krishna is the fire, Krishna is the light, Krishna is everything. We are going to study all these things at length in the 10th chapter also. 10th chapter is opulence of the absolute. So here we are just studying in these 4 slokas about how Krishna is supreme. And of course, this entire chapter, 7th chapter itself, Krishna is going to teach us even more about himself, because this chapter itself is titled as Knowledge of the Absolute. So we will get the knowledge about Krishna only in this chapter fully, when we study and understand this chapter completely. So in the next sloka, in the sloka number 12, Krishna is teaching us that Yethaiva satvika bhavaha rajasastamasaschaye mattaye vaititan viddhi natvakam teshu te mayi. Krishna is teaching here about this Sattvika, Rajasa, Tamasa. That means Sattva, Rajo and Tamo gunas. These 3 modes of materiality. In this sloka and in another sloka, in the 14th chapter also, Krishna is naming these 3 modes of materiality. Otherwise, other places, he simply says gunas, 3 gunas, Traigunya, like that he says. But in these slokas, in this sloka and another sloka in the 14th chapter, as I mentioned, so Krishna is listing what are those 3 gunas. Sattvika, in another sloka Krishna is saying that. So, Sattvam Rajas Tama Iti Gunaha Prakriti Sambhavaha Nibadnanti Mahabaho Dehe Dehinam Avyayam. So there also Krishna is teaching this Sattvam Rajas Tama Iti Gunaha. Sattva Rajoguna and Tamoguna. So similarly Krishna is teaching here Echaiva Sattvika Bhavaga Rajasa Tamasaschaye. Sattvika means Sattva Gunam. Rajasa, Tamasa, Rajogunam and Tamogunam. Echaiva Sattvika Bhavaga Rajasa Tamasase. So all these 3 gunas Matta Yevaiti Tan Viddhi. You understand, Viddhi means you understand that they have come from me. Matta means from me. Matta Yevaiti. So all these 3 gunas, they have come from me. So that means these 3 gunas are not controlling Krishna. Krishna is the source of these 3 gunas. That is the main thing. So Krishna is controlling these 3 gunas. These 3 gunas are controlled by Krishna. So that's why Krishna is saying that Yechaiva Sattvika Bhavaha Rajasa Tamasaschaye Matta Yevaiti Tan Viddhi Natvakam Teshu Te Mayi. I am not in them. That means I am not controlled by them. Te Mayi. But they are in me. That means they are controlled by me. So that's what is the main difference between ourselves and Krishna. sometimes people, they say, like when they talk about Bhagavad Gita, not everyone, some people who are following this so-called impersonalist philosophy, all such things, they say that I am and God, they are both same. We are one and same. Because Krishna is saying that Mamai Vamse Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, you are of my Amsa, my nature, all such things. That is true. There is no doubt. But it doesn't mean that we and God are same. There is no point of time you and me can become Krishna. That is the main thing. No one in this world we can become Krishna. Krishna is always Krishna. Krishna was never controlled by the three modes of material nature. All the time, the three modes of material nature, in fact, they are acting for Krishna. So, normally, big industries, organizations, they put the chart, employees, in the chart, they will put it. So, they're controlling who is controlled by whom, all those things. So like that here, everyone is controlled by Krishna. So we are all controlled by Maya, but that Maya is controlled by Krishna. That is the main thing we need to understand. So, but if we love Krishna, then we can overtake Maya. Then Maya will not bother us. Maya will not disturb us. We can directly approach Krishna if we love Krishna. Because our mind is only filled with Krishna, we are always remembering Krishna. We want to do everything for Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. That's what in our life, everything is Krishna. When that becomes like that, then we will come above this Maya. So at that time, we can directly interact with Krishna. We can go to Krishna. We can go to Golokam. We can leave this material world. We don't have to come back to this material world again. So that's why this Krishna consciousness is very, very extremely important for us. There is nothing else in this world is important at all except this Krishna consciousness. Remembering Krishna, understanding this Bhagavad Gita, and knowing that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and developing that loving relationship with Krishna. So that's what we need. We don't need anything else. Any other needs, if at all we need anything, Krishna is going to take care of it, because everything is coming from Him. Everything is supplied by Him. He is the source of everything. Everything emanates from Him. Mattaye vaiti. Everything is coming from me. That's what Krishna is saying. So He is going to take care of ourselves. We don't have to worry. We don't have to worry whether I will get job or not, or whether I will get this or that. No, we don't have to think about that. We don't have to worry about that. We are going to get everything. Krishna is going to fully take care of us. That's the main point we need to understand in this Bhagavad Gita. So that's why here Krishna is saying that in this sloka, Echaiva Satvika Bhavaga Rajasa Tamasaste Matta Eva Ittan Vidhi Natvaham Teshu Temai. So all these three modes of nature, Satuguna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna, they have come from me and they are in me. I am not in them. Natvaham Tesu. I am not in them, but they are in me. That's what Krishna is saying. So by Krishna's costless mercy, we have successfully finished sloka number 12 today. And the next 2-3 slokas also we are going to study about these three gunas. Krishna is going to teach us even more, going to give us more knowledge about these three gunas. So that way we will get so much knowledge about ourselves, about the gunas, about the reality, what is happening in this material world. And all these things together will finally, it's going to help us to leave all our attachment in this, give up all our attachments in this material sense of it. Because it has no meaning, there is no sense of ourselves getting attached to this temporary things in this material world. So by Krishna's mercy we finished, and I will stop now. We'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.